Hey, Waffle. Is the music too loud? It's a bit loud. Just a tad. I'll turn it down a little bit. One sec. Maybe I need to turn something else. Let's see. How's that? Is that okay? I can also turn it up a little bit. Perfect. Cool. I think this is what we'll jam today. I haven't really felt like the inkling or desire for changes that much. I think the only thing that's really on my plate right now is Plague Engineer, since Plague Engineer isn't really well positioned at the moment, I don't think. I don't know what I'd change Plague Engineer for. Maybe like Dystopia or something. I think with Legolas's Quick Reflexes coming out soon, there's going to need to be a better answer for that, and a better way to interact with depths and green-white zenith piles. So, Dystopia kind of looks good into that. Hey Gruel, how's it going? Gruel, were you on the, were you at the kitchen stream or something? Or were you here last week as well, during VOD review? Yeah, it feels like such a medium card. I think, like, for me, from what I've been experiencing, it's felt like Palantir and Plague Engineer have kind of been the worst cards in the sideboard. Like, I've resolved a Palantir about 5 or 6 times, and I've won about 1 or 2 games with it. And so, like, if my 3-drop is not, like, giving me, like, a win, you know, or, like, pulling me super far ahead, then why is it in my sideboard? It feels like there's a lot of setup you have to do with Palantir as well. And I don't know if I want that for my 3-drop, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. Asked about how to get into Legacy. Oh yeah, okay, I remember that. Yeah, honestly, just like, managed to play 2 events over the past 2 days, went 3-0 in one and 1-2 in the other. Yeah, that sounds about right. Congrats on the 3-0, that's awesome. Make sure I've got this posted in places. See, I'm gonna pull up my actual Twitch channel because I get messages a little bit faster, and like just responses on things are a little bit better. Also, I like the interface a little bit more than Streamlabs. Also, I'm like explicitly like fucking with like scene switching and whatnot. So, But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with like Plague Engineer. I'm actually just gonna change it out now for Dystopia. You know, let's just try it. Yeah, I'm kind of down to give this a whirl. I think like the matchup that I want to like fix the most are tempo matchups, because those have felt the most difficult lately. Difficult in terms of just like, actually I don't know how to describe it. They've just been kind of hard. So, I don't know. I'm gonna try this. See how it goes. Let's go to creator dashboard. Why run NORAD is the one ring that prevalent in Legacy. It's mostly for 8cast and Karn Forge. NORAD is a very, very good card when it's good. Like, it is a slam dunk card you really want in some matchups. Additionally, because of Beseech the Mirror, there's a lot more artifact lands in combo decks, especially Storm or Mono Black Mono Black Stompy. And so NORAD is a really big hoser into those, and a lot of Beseech decks are also playing Chrome Mox. So NORAD is very good right now, and I almost want to play a second one. I would highly recommend putting a NORAD, at least one, in Shadow right now. I would even consider 2. Yeah, so like, Painter, easy, 8cast, put it in there. Very easy to put it in those 2. There's also Karn Forge, which isn't featured on the main page here, but it is very much a winner's bracket deck. And same with Mono Black. Those are decks you should expect in like 5-0, 6-0 brackets, and you'll absolutely want NORAD for both of those. This hand's good. This hand is good off the base of Brainstorm here. If it didn't have Brainstorm, it'd be a mulligan. I'm gonna play the Watery Grave most likely, because this is game 1, and I want to try and spike a Death Shadow for sure. Main deck. If you're playing Green Sun Zenith, you should always have a Collector Oof in your deck, without question. As soon as you get paired into an LED or like a Seed of the Synod or Vault of Whispers or something like Chrome Mox deck, you're just like, where is it? Where's the Collector Oof? Brainstorm will have to do a little bit of heavy lifting, but we're kind of set up against creature strategies here. Marsh Flats, likely Reanimator. Ugh, garbage. So we need to put back 2 lands. And hopefully they don't take the troll. I mean, they could take the troll, because if this is... So Marsh Flats is the weird thing here that's kind of throwing me off, because Scam shouldn't be playing Marsh Flats. Unless they are, then they are, but Marsh Flats is what's really bizarre here. I could also hide the dress down, but we have we already have several pieces of interaction here. So, we'll try this. See what they do. Hey, this isn't Vintage, I know. Oh my god, Adam, I've played so much Vintage over the past 2 days. That format is fucking hard. I mean, at least from the blue-black Luris side, like piecing together how everything's supposed to like play out is really hard. I know like jewel shops it's a little bit more straightforward, but good lord. Been fighting rhinos a lot. Where do you think the deck lies? I think rhinos is really good. I think that's a very competitive pick. I don't think people get enough practice against it. And like it can take over a lot of or it can beat a lot of archetypes due to the speed of it, and then having like 2 pitch cards kind of thing, you know? Like 2 pitch pieces of interaction. And if you try and interact with the rhinos too much, they can simply just make land drops and eventually bury you with like 3 drops. So it's a very difficult one to solve, in my opinion. Luris is very hard, but is good vibes. Yeah, it's like, honestly, I know like I make a lot of comparisons to Shadow, but like the deck kind of plays like the opening hands, and like what kind of the game plan is kind of feels like Baleful Strix Hymn to Turok Shadow. It's like very Jundy, and you're just like, you don't want a mulligan if you don't have to. And like you'll just take like Force of Will blue card and like some other setup kind of thing. I've definitely got that feel about it. If I could play Vintage, I'd either go with Luris or Countervine. Oh my god. Dude, the Bizarre, like, Squee is it absolutely... That deck has been... That matchup in particular has been very difficult to parse. Like, very difficult. Oh, we're playing against Doomsday? That's why the Marsh Flats? Or it's Blue-Black Reanimator? No, it's Doomsday, okay. Yeah. So they know how they're going to build their pile. Now I wish I had this dress down back, but what we have to do is we have to cycle this troll because we cannot take a draw step with the 2 lands on top. So we're forced to cycle. So it's not flavor of the month, and I should be worried of it? Yes. You should be very acutely aware of rhinos, and it's a very competitive deck. My go-to power, my LGS owner is playing in the Vintage event. Ah, damn. I was really fortunate with my friend Tim reaching out to me and saying that I could borrow power from him when I was asking in our Discord for Portland if I could get some like cards for a powerless mono red. And then with the offer of power, I'm like, fuck it, I'll try Blue-Black Luris. I was going to lock in Luris, and then I was told I could borrow Jewel, and I win like 75 to 8% of my matches with it. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're already smashing with it, like, don't change the formula. As long as you're smashing with it and having fun, I think. Finally got paired into Doomsday. Dude, it's been actually tough, like, figuring out how to play against Doomsday lately, even as Shadow. Especially now that they took the dress down. Hey Romario, how's it going? Waste Thoughtseize? I don't think we're allowed to do that. I think they're making a plan for that. I think we're supposed to cycle and try and find something like Daze. Unless we're just like dead here. Do they have the LED in hand? No, the LED's right there, okay. If money wasn't an issue, I think I would find some fun in a Zoo style deck in Vintage. Oh my god, just the worst straws. It's okay. This is how it be. Or this is how it is sometimes. Yeah, so they probably have a cycle pile. Yeah, they have a Lotus Petal somewhere in their pile, so they'll just land Lotus Petal, kill you. Damn. The Marsh Flats really threw me off. I guess maybe I should have hit the dress down instead. But they have the Daze, so it's like, it doesn't really matter. Maybe I wasn't supposed to cycle on upkeep, but drawing a land seems fucking awful. I'm too lazy to look at the pile right now. It is almost certainly a cycling pile. I mean, like, they're missing... there's all 4 Lotus Petals, so maybe it's not a Lotus Petal pile. Maybe it's not a cycling pile, sorry. There's the fetch. So they're gonna hide from the Wasteland. So maybe Wasteland Thoughtseize was correct. Excellent. So they know about they only know about Snuff Out right now. Oh no, they know about the polluted delta, so they don't know about these two. They'll almost assuredly be playing around it. I probably should have fetched, or made them fetch on their upkeep. It's my mistake. Well, we have 2 layers of interaction for when they cycle. Oh, they have double Street Wraith or something? I don't fucking know. Whatever. Force of Will? So they have Underground Sea in hand, and then it's a double Oracle pile. Okay. So they have Cavern Cycle, maybe? So Thoughtseize kind of wrecks them. I don't fucking know, dude. So I needed Thoughtseize unless Oracle is the last card. Yeah, so I guess like the big mistake was assuming it was going to be scam. So like, yeah, and like our main hint that it wasn't scam was it was a Marsh Flats, but I wasn't entirely sure. And it's not Reanimator if they're fetching Underground Sea. So if it's a Marsh Flats, then it's likely not scam. And I probably should have hit the trust down. So that was the mistake, was not properly identifying that. Played around me perfectly. Well, he did have perfect information, to be fair. So we want another one. Another Dress Down. Dress Down's amazing in this matchup. So, I lost to Doomsday playing Murktide Regent not too long ago. So, almost want that. Like, this is assuredly terrible. Reanimate's not the best. Cycling's kind of slow. Both of the surgicals, of course. I'm actually okay with kind of trimming reanimates here, because we can't really reanimate anything on their end, so. What if I'm just supposed to cut all the reanimates? Cut all the reanimates. Troll gets worse. Something like that. Yeah, fuck it, let's try it. We didn't see green. Yeah, that's true. So I'll keep the Dismember in for Shield Druid or something like that. Are you keeping Dismember for Shield Druid? Yes. Maybe I don't need it on the play. Maybe on the play, it's better to say that the Troll is more value, so then I can actually hit my land drops and my cantrips go do other things. And then on the draw, we say that Dismember is good. I kind of like that, actually. Let's try that. No, you're not backseating Waffle. You're good. No, this is Legacy, not Vintage. Don't worry. But yeah, I mean, she's very good in Legacy. Pretty much exclusively only in Dark Ritual decks, though. Sketchy hand, but we gotta keep it. I'm going to bottom this Underground Sea. Alright, no Leyline of Sanctity is very good for us. Surgical Extraction? Ooh. Yes, sir. This hand needs a lot of help. Surgical Extraction, you say? Interesting. Yeah, this one looks kind of stinky, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, Wasteland's kind of dead. That's okay. Dress Down's an excellent draw. I'm kind of a fan of just getting the threat on the board now, rather than trying to be cute with it, especially with respect to this deck. Turbo. Their turbo deck in this MU, yeah. Want Surgical against Death Shadow because I play Reanimate. And that's it, pretty much. It's very weird. Like, Surgical was pretty much only for Reanimator kind of thing. And I'm not Reanimator at all. I'm gonna get an Underground Sea here, I think. Or I could get a Water Grief, ping myself to 12, and make a Death Shadow a top deck. Or a very good top deck. I'm not gonna push it yet. I'm not gonna push the Bowmasters yet, because I kind of want to play on their turn with this Bowmasters. Because right now we kind of have the pressure on them. They might be thinking about surgically me to see if the coast is clear. Because they don't know my hand anymore. But 2 life is a shitload of life in this matchup. Kind of feels like they have a Black Source Doomsday or something like that. And they're thinking about their pile. Yep, there's the Black Source. So they're at a figurative 7 right now. Sure. The surgical is looking kind of uncastable. If they were gonna cast it, they probably should have cast it before the Doomsday. Plague Engineer's to double Oracle. Yeah, and then we still have Dress Down as well that they have to worry about. So like we get to stretch how many answers they get to put in their pile. Well, they have 2 Edge of Autumn in their hand. One thing I'm also looking at is if they're highlighting any cards in their graveyard, which I highly doubt they will. We're gonna check for how much permission is in their hand. If they have the LED or not. Nihil Spellbomb, notably. It looks like they have an LED in their pile, unless they took it out. So this pings them for 1, or I could ping them for 2. They go to 5. How many wraiths are in their pile? How many Force of Wills? Let's see. 1, 2. They have 2 Force of Wills in their pile, notably. Unless they trimmed Force of Wills, which seems foolish. They also have a Cavern of Souls. So this feels like this feels like an LED pile right now. No Lotus Petals. They probably cut the Lotus Petals. There's a Shieldred right there. 2 Shieldreds. They already made their land drop for turn. So this might be a win the game pile right now kind of thing. So I'm curious about when I'm supposed to put this Dress Down into play, and I think I'm supposed to do it when they show an LED. How many dazes? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So they have a daze somewhere in their deck. They also have another petal. How many more cyclers do they have? They don't have any more cyclers. So they're looking to go like petal petal. So they'll have 2 cards, or they'll have 3 cards in hand. It'd be like petal petal Oracle to win. Okay. Pedal. Pedal. Nice. Whew. Okay. That was tense. That kind of felt good to dissect the pile there. I mostly did that off of expecting them to play out an LED. And if they're looking to win the game with that pile, it would have to be a lot of mana rocks, which costs them a lot of cards in hand. Oh my god. So notably we saw 2 Shieldreds, which makes me want this Dismember back in. And to cut a Troll while we're on the draw. We also saw a Surgical. So the fact that we saw Surgical means that the Reanimates are extra gone. Do not want them. Kill them on the Crackback. Sorry, I'm just now looking back at Twitch chat because that game required a little bit of trying to figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing and when. If I flashed in Bowmasters, it's very soft to any form of counter magic. So that's why since if he forces an empty hand with Brainstorm on the stack, then he survives at 1 life. And they might have a contingency for that. So, like what our plan, like what the whole thing we were waiting for was for them to play out LED. They would cycle, hold priority, crack LED. And then that's when we would flash in something like Orcish Bowmasters or Dress Down. Because once they commit the LED, then it's just like they're super fucked. Unless they're winning right there. So the fact that we kind of dissected that if they wanted to win that game, that turn, the fact that they already made a land drop was really important in parsing together that they were going to for double Lotus Petal while they have 3 cards in hand. And if they have double Lotus Petal, 3 cards in hand, that means the last card has to be an Oracle, or they're going to go for a double Oracle line. So there'd be untap, jam another Oracle. But even then, still is pretty weak. I think I'm okay with this configuration. Waffle, that could have been pretty good. Also because Borrower's a blue card. Yikes. Alright, down to 5 we go. Alright. I mean, when you're asking for a 5, it's very, against Doomsday, it's very difficult for ask for anything better than this. It's very difficult. We're probably going to pitch this Brainstorm because we already have everything that we want and need. What up, Dennis? But Borrower Clocks, yeah, strong agreement with you. I do like that Borrower turns sideways. And aforementioned blue card, which is very important. Please tell me you're just doing Dark Ritual Doomsday with like Days Backup or something. Yes. Yes. Oh, with Veil of Summer backup, maybe? We didn't see Veil of Summer, right? Shieldred? No. We're gonna cycle first before we do anything. Notably, they paused on our draw step, so they might be considering a Surgical in hand. Yeah, it's a massive W. No green. Ah, good catch. We're cycling first to try and find a land here. I think we're supposed to hold this Thought Seize, and we're supposed to hold this Force of Negation. Or sorry, maybe I'm supposed to ponder here. This Thought Seize will be relevant later on. We could search gold dark rituals. And play like super low resource game here. Yeah, I kind of like that. They need to draw a lot. Yeah, I kind of like that. Then we get to see what their draw step is. Take the second best card in their deck. 2 Force of Wills. Oh my god. Alright. So they have 2 Orcish Bowmasters as well, notably. I'm gonna hold on to the Thought Seize. Basic Swamp. Hate Basic Swamp. I'm gonna fetch away that land that's on top. How many other Shieldreds do they have? Just 1 more. And they have Orcish Bowmasters, so I'm actually gonna get Underground Sea here. Oh, fucking nice. Next turn we get to do the thing. Assuming they don't draw a blue card. Any Cabal rituals? Alright, we just want to fade blue card. We want to fade blue card and Nihil Spellbomb, basically. Two to the bottom. Ponder, okay. Force of Will would probably be our best draw, or Daze. Force of Will and Daze would be excellent here. How about another Thought Seize? Take the other Force of Will. Glad we didn't play into Daze. They're very scared of Orcish Bowmasters. They know we're trying to eat through the Force of Wills before we commit to this Murktide. Blue card would be best. Force of Will again, very good card here. Fetch first since you scry too. Yeah, Gruul probably. I think it's easy for people to muck up the scries on cards, especially like when you're playing online, you know? It's kind of like mucking with Serum Vision scry. Back in the old days of Modern. Now that they're tapped out, Days is also a very good draw here. Nice. They're not playing reanimates, right? No way for us to get punished by leaving Street Wraith in the bin? I don't think so. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Nice. We have a clock. Cavern of Souls. Probably naming Phyrexian. Orc? Sure. So orcs effectively deal... it doesn't matter. They effectively deal 3 points of damage to me right now. And then they go... So I go to 6, they hit me for 4. I hit them for 8, put them to 2. And the only way I lose... Okay, yeah, there we go. We're fine. Just thinking about combat steps in case they orked me there. I'd be a turn ahead on tempo. This Thoughtseize does not matter. Sure. So they can hit me at 4, 3, 2. Then they would need to find a way to deal an additional 2. Nice. Feels good. They needed the orcs the prior turn, I think. And then like runner the orcs. Deep analysis target us, true. Just didn't consider that line, did they? Nice, that feels good. I mean, that 5 was just about as good as you could ask for. Also, I'm gonna take a moment to thank my followers who followed over stream. While I was off, sorry. Armstrong Damien, Noodles, Manuel Daniger, and Salva Racing. Thank you for the follows while I was offline. I really appreciate it, thank you. This hand sucks. This hand's okay, depending on what they're on. Dress down is likely to matter the least. It's not bad. We can hide basically all of this. I actually don't want to show the Street Wraith. Actually, it was probably better to show the Street Wraith. I don't know. Difficult to say. Since Street Wraith represents a mystery card in case they Thoughtseize me. Yeah, maybe it was better to do that. To put Street Wraith in hand over Polluted Delta. Maybe a minor inaccuracy. Oh god, I want that dress down back, please. Grindstone. I don't think this Grindstone matters. Because they already have an Urza Saga. Is it better to reanimate? I don't think it's better to reanimate when I already have 2 castable threats here. I think it's better to shuffle. I think it's better to not reanimate here since we already have our mana tied up here. I think it's better to wait on this and shuffle the dress down from the bottom of our library in case we hit it. I think it's just better to, yeah, just spend our mana here. And we'll figure out what to do next later. I think it's really tempting to reanimate there, but like they're gonna make constructs and then this gets outclassed and then you're down a lot of life for no reason, so I think now it makes sense to cycle though. That's a pretty good one. So we're at 13-9 essentially. So it might be okay to ponder. Look for Wasteland. None of those are Wasteland or Dress Down, so I don't really care about these. That's okay. I might be able to beat the Painter if they go 2 mana. I think I can beat the Painter next turn with a Daze. Or buy time for it, at least. And if they make a Construct, then that gives us time as well. That's why I went for this line. So they go and get mana. They need 5. So they have 4. So if they have another Lotus Petal in hand or something, or if they have another piece of mana, that's okay. They might wait till my upkeep to do it as well. If they do it now, I will concede. Cool. So we have odds. Might have been a mistake to play the Underground Sea. Trying to get them to pull the trigger preemptively. Fair enough. Yeah. Sometimes they do have it all. Can't do much about that. That's okay. Keg can be kind of awkward in this matchup sometimes, but sometimes it's not. Thinking about a lot of this. Thinking about how much I dislike Force of Will. I think it's okay to shave. I'm kind of cool with like just trying this and see how it goes. Just say we're going to play to the board rather than trying to beat the stack. I kind of like that. If they don't show up, if we make it to a game 3 and they don't show us Goblin Welder, then we can trim these Bowmasters. I think that's good. Let's try this. Yeah, no rods right there, don't worry. No, this is a board plane I want to try for Painter. I think reanimates are still very good in this matchup. Thought seizing them can really poke a hole in their hand. Spicy Dystopia, thanks. I just want to see like how much I would actually reach for it in an average league, you know? Probably mono red. Don't know if they're black red. Much less likely to be black red when it's online, since Chaos Defiler isn't online. And like a lot of them are kind of off of Bowmasters, since like they already beat the snot out of a lot of Bowmasters decks. So like why do they need Bowmasters to beat up Bowmasters? Know what I mean? It kind of does, but it's mostly like to play, for them to play Bowmasters, and that's it. And again, they're already like, well, we beat up a lot of Bowmasters decks, so why would we need it? Because like a lot of Bowmasters decks also happen to be blue decks, and Painter tends to be pretty good against a lot of blue decks. Too much mulliganing for lands. I've definitely been feeling it. I think I'll cycle, or keep one cycler. In this case, I was looking for a reanimate. That's why I cycle even though I have a ponder in hand. I don't think I need any of that. I think I need action. My kingdom for a reanimate. It's not bad. Let's see how they feel about this. Jesus Christ. Soul Cauldron? Yep. That will suck. Ugh, I do not like being in this position because we're kind of hoping that they play into us against Painter. I really don't like this. It's not bad. Sure. And they know they can play the Urza Saga because we actually need this Wasteland for mana, which is the unfortunate thing. I don't really want to play out a Shadow that's going to die to Bolts, but I feel like we might have to. If it dies to Bolts, I'm just going to accept it. Take it on the chin and be sad. So the fact that they're playing Agatha's Soul Cauldron, it means they're playing this card called Phyrexian Devourer, and they're likely to be playing a Walking Ballista. Fable's good. We're very much looking for a land right now. Powder Cake's not bad. Mostly because it clears token and Great Furnace. Does not play into Reb, importantly. My kingdom for a troll or a fetch. Or even another wraith. I would take another wraith. We shuffled our library. So they could grab Grindstone here. They're gonna make a construct, okay. That's actually kind of good for us. They tap out of red, so they need another red source. They're looking for another red source here. We really need to get these cards out of our hand. It's a big issue. This card's a red elemental blast, so they might have redundant rebs. Blue source is the best draw. Fuck. Let's see if they'll allow this one. How much do they want to play into days? Please give me something. Okay, good. Thinking about when I want to cycle this Street Wraith. Because I have Snuff Out in the deck, so cycling to Snuff Out is actually fine. But I don't think that's good enough. Fucking Christ. Give me just another land, please. Come on, deck. So they can weld in Painter if they sacrifice an artifact here. So they need another mana source in order for us to die. And it kind of feels like they have that. They have the activated... Yep. Alright. Fair enough. Just couldn't find another land. Unlucky. Kind of got trapped with cards in our hand. Honestly, if we just... Even if we draw a land that turn, we're in pretty good shape. That's all we needed. Sometimes I get very frustrated with the land variance in this deck. I think that was a very nice showcase of like why, or like how frustrating it can be. I really want to find space for just one more land, honestly. It's just the slots are so tight. Like, part of me honestly just wants to cut the Palantir, move the swamp to the sideboard, and then board in another fetch. That's kind of where I'm at. Or like, put the Voidwalker in the sideboard, and then play another fetch, cut the Palantir. I don't know. I've just been getting very frustrated with the lands. Also, like, only having 5 fetches against the likes of like Delver can be very brutal. I don't know, between like all these cyclers though, like realistically you should be able to hit your lands pretty consistently. Didn't die to dress down what kept it alive. Oh, they put an Agatha, so they exiled the Goblin Engineer and put a 1/1 counter on the Construct from Soul Cauldron. Card is very good. I don't know. Maybe it's just like too results-oriented thinking, but like we had a mulligan, or we took 2 mulligans against Doomsday due to land variance, and then that game we had to take a mulligan to 6, and then even then we still got stuck on lands. So, I don't know. It's been kind of frustrating. Oh, so we're playing against Delver. We're probably going to get wastelanded here. The fact that they got Island kind of signals to me that they don't have duels in their hand. Or this could be show and tell. We're just going to be patient here. We're going to be patient until we figure out what the fuck is up. Stoneforge? I think this is an excellent time to dress down. We can just start developing these Orcish Bowmasters and make it really painful. May I recommend a deck that plays 32 lands and all still frequently mulligans because their mana is terrible? You may. Every time I look at lands, like the deck, when it's like 9-13 for green sources or 10-14, I want to scream just a little bit. I don't think I'm supposed to end step brainstorm here. It's a pretty tasty one. Let's see how they respond to it. Okay. I believe I'm supposed to go to damage and then wasteland before main 2. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Hold up brainstorm. Basically don't interact on the stack while that wasteland is still there. Nice. Sure, we've dropped 2 mana, but we've held up this brainstorm, which is the important part here. We were probably trapping cantrips in their hand. What the fuck? Oh, we're playing against Breakfast. Oh. It all makes sense now. So now I really want that Voidwalker in play, and I'm gonna brainstorm end of turn to play around days. I see now. Yeah, so Gruel, how I'm picking up that this is Cephaloid Breakfast is the fact that they have days. So at first it felt like Delver, right? That's kind of like, it's like it was first like Delver with Island, and then it felt like it was going to Wasteland us, and they didn't. And I was like, okay, so maybe it's show and tell if they're replaying the Island instead of a Wasteland, or like something like a Volk and not Pondering, or something like that. And then the Stoneforge Mystic is like, okay, so like it might be like a tempo version of Blue-White Control, but like Cephaloid Breakfast should be on your radar. But like now the dead giveaway, it's an Urza Saga. I think I'm supposed to daze this. Because I can go find Cauldra and then beat our plan of this Voidwalker. So now I'm looking for Daze and Force of Will on this Brainstorm. If they daze me here, that's okay. Okay, so no on that. However, this reanimates actually kind of pairs nicely. Basically what we're doing here is we're making it really difficult for them to go find a combo piece, and that's kind of the idea. Hey Mads, how's it going? What the fuck is Cephaloid Breakfast? It's a very tournament grinder deck, I think is the best way to put it. This and Rhinos are very much spike decks. Okay, this resolving is very big. This is a very big deal against Cephaloid Breakfast. It makes their combo significantly harder to execute. Yeah, it's a combo deck using Thassa's Oracle, so now they have to have a Thassa's Oracle in hand in order to combo. But we're going to stretch their answers. We're actually going to stretch like what they need to have in order to kill us. So we're going to hold up this Bowmasters because there's no reason to play it at the moment. We can use it as a removal spell and basically ask them to have another piece of counter magic for it. We can cycle this pretty freely. We knew about that reanimate, didn't? No, we didn't. Because we put the Murktide there. Okay. So if they go on a construct plan, it's not the worst thing for us. It's actually quite fine. Let's see what they do with this mana here. Because what we can do is start squeezing them quite a bit. If they make a construct here, we can ping this in response. And then they have to have a daze in order to answer it, to answer the Bowmasters. And then we have a 3-3, we have a 3-2, and then they can't fetch. Or they're forced to block if they want to fetch, kind of thing. So then we're starting to eliminate their options here. Super playable anymore. I think the only build that's playable is Anthony's version, and that's it. Or Aegus's. I don't think the Stoneforge one is particularly impressive. So one of Dothy Void, or Dothy main, yeah, it's very, very good. This is game one against Cephaloid Breakfast. Very good reason to play the Voidwalker here. Or it's kind of showing off why it's so fucking good. They don't play a Shadow Spear? Probably not. Yeah, I think Anthony's build, where it's like Pact of Negations kind of build, I think that is the best way to play Cephaloid Breakfast right now. That one is a terror against Bowmaster decks. I'm just thinking about when I want a Bowmaster. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to Bowmaster now. Alright, we got a Cephalid Illusionist. Yeah, that's fine. So they go grab Shuko, they have a 4-3, we take 4, go to 5. It's not the worst thing in the world. And we still have this thing that's doing bullshit. Nomads is fine. Yep. How much do I value? 4? Did they already make their land drop? They did not make their land drop. I go to 3, play a Murktide. They Prisending something, but they only have 2 big attackers. So I'm at 5-3, figuratively. They go to 2. And we have, if they Force of Will reanimate, we can reanimate again and then they die. Yeah, so I think this is fine. Don't really want to play into Daze. Yeah, so now we have a shitload of blockers. Turn off fetches. So now they just kind of die. If I lose, I would be surprised. Yeah, Demonic Consultation is super banned. There is no way they're ever unbanning it in Legacy, especially with Thassa's Oracle being a Magic the Gathering card. But yeah, Saga goes and gets Shuko, like Kevin is saying. A lot of Shukos. Yeah, so they're forcing me to trade off my Bowmasters. That's okay. We still have another Reanimate. So they can distribute the damage just fine. I'm like really struggling to picture a world where I'm losing here. Yeah, it has to be like even the Illusionist, like yeah, I don't know what this does. Cool. Yeah, so Voidwalker just single-handedly winning the game. I mean, Bowmasters, of course, but this is a fine demonstration about not fighting over the stack against Cephaloid Breakfast, but like putting permanents into play that they have a very hard time interacting with. Voidwalker again, showing why it's such a powerful card, especially main deck. On the draw, I'll bring in one Fatal Push, but I generally do not like trying to assume the control role in this matchup. I think trying to fight on the stack is very incorrect. They are the control deck if they want to be. We need to end the game. So it's very easy in a matchup like this to be like, I want Fatal Push, I want Sheoldred's Edict, I want all the things, I want all the stuff, when realistically you only need a few things. And even on the play, I'm probably boarding out this Fatal Push if there's a game 3. Only reason why I'm bringing in Brazen Borrower is because it answers Culture Complete very cleanly, which is something they likely have due to playing Stoneforge Mystic. I'll even shave Dazes in this matchup because they can go long. Or it can go long. I'm gonna shave one more Reanimate, I think. No, because if I need to be the aggressor, I need to make sure I'm developing things. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just cut another Daze. Let's just try it out. Something like Otawar or Brazen Borrower at least, running 0 removal feels fragile AF. I mean, this is a deck that is built to beat the snot out of combo and control. Cephaloid Breakfast is not, or this build is not typically built, or the deck is not typically built to beat tempo. It tends to try and 45-55 or 50-50 tempo. It's trying to like 70-30 combo and control, though. This is the sort of deck I should hard mull for Land of the Void or have Leyline in the sideboard. Depends on your deck. You don't need to hard mulligan because they can just like play the resource game with you and be happy about it. Because I have this troll in hand, I'm going to fetch Shock Thoughtseize as opposed to shocking for Thoughtseize and having this Brainstorm access. Your best starts for accelerating a threat always comes from fetch. You should not try and play. You should not play scared of a lot of combo decks in Legacy. You need to find a way to interact, and you need to find a way to win. And to do both of those things requires a lot of cardboard, especially very interactive combo decks like Cephaloid Breakfast. If you're only mulliganing for interaction, you're not ending the game. And Cephaloid Breakfast, again, is very happy to play a long game. Surgical Extraction? Okay. So they have a lot of combo pieces. And they have a Thassa's Oracle. All of this pretty much sucks for us. So what we could do is take the Shuko and try and rip a Wasteland. And then this Dismember answers Nomad's in core. Since we did not bring in Surgical, it does not make sense to hit the Oracle here. One thing to note though is if we don't take this Surgical, then we have to shuffle away any Reanimates. So the hardest combo piece to interact with is Shuko. So I'm going to take the Shuko. And then we have 2 turns to Ripple Wasteland. So they hit a ponder on top. Notably, they cannot play this Nomad's in core. Chooses to not shuffle. So it's these kinds of games where Daze starts to look like a very not good card. I'm thinking between Brainstorm and Wasteland here. This could be a setup turn for us. We are thinking about ways that we can make it hard for them to get combo pieces. I'm thinking about our tempo for the next couple turns, because it could easily just be like, yep, just Wasteland the Saga, but you can also try and finagle this into something else, I think. Especially with the surgical that they have. They might fire it off on Wasteland if they want to protect another Urza Saga. Making me think a little bit about it. Thinking a little bit about if I Wasteland here, what does my tempo look like? I think it looks okay. What are they likely to play? Probably Nomads. So I think what I'm supposed to do is this. There's a lot of like permutations of this line that end up making it so my removal's a little bit awkward, and that I would have to spend things in ways I didn't want to. I thought about not Wastelanding there. So like one of my lines was don't Wasteland, and then you hold up Brainstorm Cycle, but then they make a 1/1 construct which blocks a turn of combat, which is not something that you particularly want. Interesting. We could take this opportunity to use it as a shuffle effect. Also, a little surgical sideshow thing, because this makes our reanimates very live now. Let's Brainstorm here. See how they feel about that. Get these fucking basics out of my hand. I think there's also a world where you don't Brainstorm there, but I'm going to take this opportunity to have a free shuffle for this upcoming turn. Kind of feels like they're going to start holding all of their stuff in hand until they find an Orm's Chant. So I think I'm supposed to put that back. They get to see our hand and get to play around it, but we do have this other Brainstorm, and we can start emptying our hand to make that information worse. So now we get a fresh draw step. We put back both of the basics and we picked up another Brainstorm and a Murktide. Can't we hit Shuko so they don't have an instant speed way to win through Dismember? Yeah, those I don't know how long ago you sent that, but like, yeah, one way that they can overload our answers is to have like Shuko and nomads with Cephalid Illusionist, so if you take away one of those things, it makes it harder to do the other. And Shuko's the one that tends to be the most difficult to interact with. I'm going to wait for their turn before I cast this Orcish Bowmasters. Then we get a nice little hate piece in play. A nice little hate permanent. They don't know about this Orcish Bowmasters, thankfully. I'm glad we did not play the dragon last turn. This is a very fine example as to why stack-based interaction is really not good in this matchup. Looking for a Thoughtseize or something. I think what I'm supposed to say is, I hope you don't have an Illusionist in hand, or I hope you don't draw one. Alright. Did you draw the Illusionist? They did not. Okay. I'm sending all it to Fury because I need to make sure that card does not sit on the battlefield. Even though I know these are 2, I do not want to risk it. This is a way of Cephalid Breakfast being able to control the tempo of a game. Let's think about this one for a sec. I really don't want to be losing so much life. We play a Swamp, we play Voidwalker, pay for days. We can beat Constructs with a Murktide Regent next turn, draw. Then we have 2 mana up, draw. The Watery Grave, and then we have a Ponder to go find something else to do. I kind of like that. Let's do this. If they plow the Voidwalker, it's not the end of the world. But now we're starting to stretch their answers, rather than having them stretch our answers, which is the very important thing. Especially with, look at this, here's the step through, so they would have combo in hand. So now we're hoping that they don't draw days or anything. You can play a land if you want. Yeah. They're trying to figure out how they want to sequence this as well.
A new follower approaches.
So now we need to go find something like right fucking now. Be it a Wasteland, another Orcish Bowmasters, a Reanimate. Oh wait, not Reanimate actually. Curious. BCS 899995, thanks for the follow, welcome to the stream. we're looking for something very good here. None of this is very good. Yeah, we're looking kind of fucked. We're going to leave all this mana up. Unless they literally just drew the Shuko, it's going to look very sketchy for us. Just drawing Shuko or Dread Return would be very sketchy. They drew the Shuko. No, there's not another Shuko in the deck? Oh my god. We got fucking lucky, chat. Yeah, we have to force this. Otherwise, it's a for sure tutor. Alright, we live another day. There's the Oracle. So now they've kind of bricked us until we remove this Cephalid Illusionist. They put a card on top. Scary for us. Cooking. Play this Death Shadow. We're gonna let them do whatever the fuck they want to do this next turn. Was it they put a card into play? Yeah, like that. All we're hoping for right now is that they do not mill a Narcomoeba, because that would be fucking disaster. We need another removal spell so we don't die to Narcomoeba. Or a Dargon. Oh, thank God. Okay. Oh, fuck. Dress Down is the best draw now. Or another Voidwalker. Tiny chance they're not running therapy. Oh my god, the odds of that are like just astronomically small, especially because they're playing Underground Sea. I don't know how many Thoracles they play is the thing. If they play 2, it might be better to not attack until we find interaction, but like, I think we also just have to fucking attack. I think we attack with 2-2 and 11-11. Oh, they give me the GGs. They are typing. Or we're typing just like... Just about how many more removal spells might be in the deck. Real ass clencher, yeah. Yeah, against Doomsday and Breakfast, definitely some very tense games there. Oop, that's a terrible draw. They do have one more draw step, so let's see how it goes. They could also draw an Archamoeba. I don't know, I still think they have draws. Let's see. Swords would be a pretty good draw here. Orange Chant, not bad. They draw the wizard. Alright, 2-1 in this league, not bad. Yeah, we got beat the snot out of... Painter beat the snot out of us. In that game too, I was kind of yowling about our mulligan variance on lands, and then also just not being able to develop a second color source and just kind of hit the very reactive end of our deck instead of the proactive end. Christ, man. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it because we have 2 draws and turn 1 to hit a black source. And we don't know what we're playing against anyways, so we have a brainstorm. So we can cycle, draw, play land, and then turn 2, draw, and then brainstorm, so 6 looks, something like that. Not exactly high velocity, but I'm gonna try and keep as many 7s as I can, especially when they have brainstorm. Just passing the turn, okay. Maybe they're on a slow dredge hand as reanimator. We're cycling on turn 1 to find the black source, even though we have things to do. I'm generally of the opinion that you should not cycle on turn 1 if you have something to do, but in this case we are digging for a black source. Nice. Since we already have a Force of Will in hand, we probably don't need that one. But I'm happy to be wrong. In case they grief us or something. Because if they're passing the turn like that, they could be slow dredging. Putrid Imp. Golly. So this might be, This might be a Blazing Root Wallet deck. Or like a Hollow One deck. think we can beat a bazillion hollow ones. Yeah, this might be madness. That's where I'm thinking. Especially because we have this double Death Shadow draw. Ox of Agonis, okay. Binning their entire hand. Okay. So they have a hollow one. We force a will that one. Cool. Looks good. So we can go to 12 if we want. We could also wasteland them. Especially because if they discard Angie's Wet Ravager, we're kind of sad. And then we can brainstorm next turn. We know there's a Thoughtseize on top. Don't really want that. We could draw. Take a draw step. We can be at 12-10. Thoughtseize, make Putrid Impulse. So they need Threshold for that. This Wasteland's probably better suited when we have Shadows in play. I think if I'm going to brainstorm, I have to do it now. So I'm going to brainstorm now. And then Murktide Regent to fly in the air after we've got the ground covered. Seems okay to me. Next turn we cycle Troll. What if we only need one Death Shadow? If we only need one Death Shadow, then it doesn't make sense to have the Troll, but then... So we have Thoughtseize. Maybe want another black. Notable that they discarded a land, so their hand might also just be lands, and it's very tempo negative to... Or it's very incorrect to Thoughtseize here. So we go 4 there. So then what if we just went Polluted Delta pass with both Thoughtseizes? We shuffle both of those, so then next turn we... Or at their EOT we cycle Troll, and then we have Death Shadow Murktide Regent, and then it keeps us flexible with what we actually want to do. I kind of like that, actually. So I'm going to put back both Thoughtseizes. Delta, we can fetch either Underground Sea or Watery Grave, and then we can either tutor one of those two. And then next turn we get to have 2 threats. And then we can Wasteland if we so desire. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's try that. Cool. Looks good to me. This leaves us very flexible, at least. Alternatively, now we can Wasteland them, and then next turn we have double Shadow, especially because we have this Daze that looks fucking awesome. So we Wasteland first, and I think you're supposed to hit the black source. I forgot if you're supposed to hit black. Oh no, green, because then they can hardcast Vengevine. You're supposed to hit the green source, so it makes it harder to hardcast Vengevine. And then if they like discard Anji's Ravager or something, we can Daze. And then we get to have another spell in the bin for Murktide Regent. Okay, I'm down with that. And we daze back the island because we don't have double black next turn. If they want to spend their mana now, they have to do it. So it's a triggered ability right now. Sweet, just like we drew it up. So if we draw a reanimate, we go to 10. So we're currently at 10 life. And then either 4 or 5, and the difference between 4 and 5 is a Vengevine attack. So then it's better to take the troll. Or to delve the troll because it's 1 less life from a reanimate. Okay. Days or Wasteland's our best draw. So I'm actually going to fetch Shock here, because in case they put an Angie's Ravager into play, I want to be able to block it if they only attack with that. So they know about the island that's in our hand that we can hopefully brainstorm away at some point. Yeah, there it is. No days for us. The fact that we got the first one, though, is very big. We don't want them to draw a fetch here. Fetch here would kind of be scary. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Just because it keeps filling the bin for Ox of Agonis. LED's pretty good. And now they can go get an Ox of Agonis if they so choose. They can go do madness things. Yeah, Ravager has to attack. So they're juicing as much Ox of Agonis value as they can get, and they're looking for a Vengevine to put in the bin. There's an Angie's Ravager that they get to pay for. Yeah, this is kind of an insane turn from them. I'm so surprised they're not doing this Ox of Agonis right now. Oh my god, that card is gross against this. We're gonna force some blocks here. Oh, actually, no, if we attack all and then we ping the root wallow, they just die. Because the putrid imp can't block. And they can't. Yeah, that was huge that they didn't escape the Oxyvagonus, because this would have been able to block then. They can make a Ravager and block, but then they only have one blocker for all of this. So we ping the Root Wallow with Orcish Bowmasters. So they would need double Anji's Ravager for us to get punished by this. Yeah, exactly. Cool. I'm kind of down to have a surgical strictly for Vengevine, and that's it. This is actually a matchup where you want fucking Plague Engineer to name Lizard. Oh, god damn it. Anji's Ravager is a 3-drop. Thoughtseize looks fucking awful in this. I think maybe I want both surgicals. I don't know. Like, dealing with Vengevine is a pretty big deal. I'm cool with, like, shaving a Reanimates. Cool with shaving a Street Wraith, especially because they're an aggro deck. How good is Archon versus DS? It depends on what else is going on. But, like, if there's a lot of pressure on the board, very good card. If there's not much pressure, it's like, whatever. I think I kind of want something like this. It ruins DS's tempo. What are you playing? Because I don't think it's that good against Shadow. I think your Archon of Emeria shines against the likes of Combo and Control, where they're already very slow at trying to get off the ground. Whereas Shadow can start interacting with you starting at 0 mana on the board because of this card in particular. If you're putting it into play on turn 1 on the play, it will certainly put the deck back a little bit, but it's not a slam dunk. It's like fine. I don't think I'm supposed to force a will LED, right? Surely I'm not supposed to do that. Holy shit. Alright, maybe I was supposed to do it. At least we have a Death Shadow in hand, huh? We've for sure Force of Will this Anji's Ravager. We take 4. So what's our life total at right now? Let's see. So overall, our life total is at 15, 14, 13, 9, 5. So we can flex between 5 and 15 or 5 and 13 pretty much. That's where we're at. Oh yeah, get the pump in. I'm going turn 1, snuff out Vengevine, Death Shadow. And there is no way you can say otherwise. What the fuck is this, dude? And you control a mountain, that's why, okay. I'm putting a 6/6 into play on turn 1. Ravager getting forced? Yeah. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't force the LED there, because I was kind of thinking they were going to do that, but I'm just glad it's fine. So we could go 13-9, Death Shadow. And then we're at 4, so even if they pump, we can block. Cool. As opposed to 8 with a fetch. I think I want to just be able to toggle my life a little bit more. Just want to be more aware of toggling my life, pretty much. I think they did not come here for a long time. I think they just came here to this here match of Legacy to fucking party. And that was sure as shit a party hand. Don't think I need to cycle this Wraith. I could go 6. I could. What does that lose to? LED, looting, double Walla, and then I die to Vengevine. Yeah, there's literally no reason to try and play fast here. I'm thinking. So like if I... How much can I get away with this turn? Got a 4. Yeah, there's not really a way around it, is there? Trying to see if I can put them below 13 without super compromising myself. I can't get to 5, so I don't think I can. I guess I should have attacked first. That's my mistake. No need to throw away the game. You can let them block if they want. Yeah, this doesn't change the clock if I dismember now. Yeah. I chose to not dismember there because it doesn't change the clock at all. Nice. Look, you play that deck to fuck around. Finding out is an unfortunate consequence. That's very true. Factual statement. They came here to fucking party. I think it's because Doomwick was playing that on stream last night, and so they're just like, fuck it, I want to party a little bit too. Why do I have so many fucking tabs open? What's wrong with me? Like I originally went to my thing to go Get to the stream manager. Chat, should I start running ads? I could start making money on ads? Big? I'm not gonna run ads yet. Maybe someday, but not currently. I think running ads when I'm not like hitting like 100 plus viewers seems like a little like I'm griefing myself. Oh god, Doomwake, what's wrong with him? How often round 3 drops RCQs? Honestly, I mean, like, if you're like 0-2 or like you're just like not feeling magic, like I get it, man. You know, I get like wanting to drop, like just drop an event. Like if the vibes aren't right or like you're 0-2 or something, like, I don't know, like maybe you just woke up wrong like that day, you know? I don't know. I think like maybe like if he's dropping from RCQs, especially this season, I know this season for Modern, he's really just like unhappy with the state of Modern. And like maybe he just like keeps talking himself into it. Like in the morning, he's like, yeah, let's just fuck it. Let's just try this Modern RCQ. He plays like 3 rounds. He's like, fuck this format. And like, honestly, can you blame him? Currently, I can't. Oh, this hand's fucking beautiful. If we find a blue card off of a cycle, we're chilling. We are absolutely reanimating the Street Wraith on turn 1. Especially if we find a blue card off cycle. So because like the cycle here matters when you do it, so we're going to fetch first for an underground sea and then cycle, since we want less odds of hitting a land and more odds of hitting a blue card. I think cycling before fetch is very incorrect. There are sometimes you get paid off for it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get new bluckered out of it, but like the mathematically correct play here, cycle after you fetch, especially because we're not looking for a land right now. Yo, what's up, Jack? We are 3-1 in our league currently. Looking for a daze, for just a blue card, something like that. I'll take any blue card. Damn it. Well, hopefully they're not on fast combo. They F6'd, so now I'm concerned. Fuck. 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 Oh my god. No! God damn it. Picturing a world where we got a blue card. Alright. Fair enough. Sorry, Chad. I hope that wasn't too loud. If it was too loud, can you let me know? Like, if someone's, like, going to bed and, like, they heard that while they have headphones in, would they be, like, very disturbed? Or be like, what the fuck, Parker? I like all of this. This looks fucking terrible. If they're following Size or Goif Daddy 89's sideboard guide, they're bringing in a lot of like show and tells and like Voidwalkers and stuff. No, it wasn't too loud. Okay, good. You were just very dead. Yeah. Imagine just trying to set the pace of the game on turn 1 as an aggro deck, and then you die because of it. Maybe that's, you know, maybe that was a reason to Thought Seize instead of Reanimate there, was because we didn't hit the blue card. I don't know. Oh, notably, they are probably playing Magus of the Moon, so this Hydro Blast looks a lot better. I like Shaving Trolls. Bowmasters kind of suck. Bowmasters actually really suck, unless it's like against Grief or something. I really don't like that card in this matchup. Probably should have another troll. Very slow. Keeping in the dismember for voidwalkers and whatnot. Oh, this hand fucks. Nice. Mulligan to 6. We can likely grab another watery grave. This Hydroblast hopefully saves us. Oh, I forgot to mention that Zanuck88 subscribed with Prime 4 days ago. So Zanuck, if you're watching the VOD, thanks for that. I really appreciate it. F6ing so they don't have Entomb. I mean, Forcible is great, but we do need to figure out something to do here. Because they can and they will eventually just like chew through all of our interaction. Veil Summer, maybe? If they're playing Veil, it's kind of obnoxious. Wasteland would be fine here. I'd like a cantrip though. I'd really like a cantrip or a cycle. A reanimate would be very good as well. We have a lot of good draws. That's one of them. That's how we start. There we go. That's good. I'm curious if I'm supposed to care about this Entomb. Likely not. They would need a few pieces of hand disruption or to overload us. They kept 6. They need mana to do things. I think I'm ballsy enough to let this Entomb resolve. Force does change the clock? Yeah, it does. We'll figure out some other time to force. Doc Whittle. Okay. Okay. Burning a dark ritual is very good for us. 2 Archons, okay. Sure. If we get a swing in, they said, haha, what a hand. Like, I know, right? Deck does not want me to lose this one. This hand is kind of nuts, though. If we get a swing in, then it makes reanimate very dead. Sweet, we do get a swing in. It's just that easy, chat. Now this is how you beat Reanimator. Oh, that's just so unpleasant. I said, please do not yell at me. I had nothing to do with my draw step. And they said Shadow is a hard deck to play. Forehead. They for sure have a shallow grave in hand. I can just feel it. That's probably why they were chewing through the force of wills over the negations. I'm so sorry about it. Oh. Deck just absolutely did not want us to lose. Oh, we've got a little Simon. Oh, say hello to chat, babe. Can you guys hear her purr? Can you guys hear her purr? Hey, sweet girl. I'm trying to get her right up to the mic. Here. Speak to your people, Simone. What do you think about the Reanimator matchup, sweetie? Are we boarding okay? Do we get the good cards in there? I think we got the good cards in there. There you go. Off she goes. So let's see. We didn't see Voidwalkers, but I'm still not discounting them, and this still answers a possible magus of the moon, so I think I'm still supposed to keep this dismember in and hope it lines up. Let's give it a try. Oh, this hand's good. It'd suck if they discarded the troll, but I'm not going to mulligan. Has a piece of interaction. We have a redraw here. Some dude just yelling outside of my window. Feels like they're gonna discard me this turn. If they discard a monster, yeah, there's a monster. Make sure I don't have a reanimate. Oh, okay. Just trying to hit that blue source. Another force is pretty good though. So they floated a red. I'm supposed to counter this dark ritual. Pitching the Murktide Regent here. Because I think we can find something else to do. Borrower's fine. The way I see forcing that dark ritual is that they already went down a card on this looting, and then the pitching of the dark ritual, or forcing the dark ritual makes it so that we're actually kind of equal in resources then that were spent. I know they have a fatty in the bin, but alas, here we are. Next turn, if they don't do anything, what we can do is we can play this fetch, and then we can decide what we want to do on their turn. X-nay that plan, because then we can hold up Borrower in case they go like Animate Dead or something. Yeah, it makes our Reanimates live very true. I wonder how many Reanimates they have. Making this brainstorm a little better. I don't even think we need to brainstorm, do we? We don't need to cycle. Now we can kind of see what we need to interact with. Wow, their hand sucks. We take the unmask so they can't interact with us. Yeah. Sean's been bringing it back, though. Hey, sweet girl. Still trying to spike this reanimate. At least we have this Death Shadow to cast. I should have, that was improper stacking, sorry about that. It should have been the Street Wraith. Now I can attack for 5 million this next turn. Shit. I really hope they didn't hit an animate dead. Or sorry, a reanimate. Then we're in big fucking trouble if they did. If they're thinking about it this long, hopefully they don't have it. Okay. Oh my god, okay. Need to fade one more. Nice. Trying to think of what gets them out of this. I think I'm just supposed to play Murktide Regent here. So then Shallow Grave can't just like insta-zop us. Instead of trying to play from hand. It'd have to be an Archon of Cruelty line here. With Shallow Grave. But even then, that's not available to them, so we're gonna do this. Nice. Oof. Tense. Tense, tense, tense. Yeah, and then once we got the first Shadow Swing in, that was like one of the major hurdles, because then it just makes reanimate so fucking bad on Gristlebrand, especially when we have this Brazen Borrower in hand that we then just like bounce the Gristlebrand with. Because even if they draw 7 on our turn, it doesn't matter because then they just die. So the first Shadow Swing was really critical there. And started limiting their outs by a lot. I need play points, so I'm going to open all of these. Man, why do I ever open? Oh well, that's okay. I need play points anyways. It's normally not that terrible. Only 35 for 5 chests is kind of garbage. Yeah, that was terrible. Alright, I'm going to be right back, chat. I'm going to go get some water real quick and stand up and stretch. Give me a couple minutes, and then, yeah, we'll get back to it in another league. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll be right back.
A new follower approaches.
It kind of, I mean, like it has a threat, it has double threat. This is on the plates. I mean, as per usual, significantly better, but it's good enough. We have two threats. We have two forms of interaction. Hey, sweetie. If we're playing against Delver, then we have our mana set up. Nope, not playing against Delver. If they're playing out the Tundra that early, maybe it's Cephalid Breakfast. They typed cool art. Force of Will is pretty good. Yeah, that's good. We won't interact with those while it's on the stack. As a wise man once said, always open. True. Simone! Hey, no. She's high energy. Hey, stop. Come on. So if this is control, and we got to wasteland them early, feels pretty good. Could be Cephalid Breakfast. Yep, it's feeling like Cephalid Breakfast if they're fetching the... No? Interesting. Delighted Halfling, so it's control, okay. Alright, we're drawing far too many lands here. I think what we're supposed to do is actually play this. I know I tend to preach against it a lot but they played a swords, and we're representing going to 6, and like we could play Street Wraith or like Snuff Out or Dismember, and like if we get blown out, I think in this position it's okay to play this, especially because they're repping Teferi like this. Yeah. Alright, they bounce one of our threats and essentially kill it. Savannah's kind of depressing. We're really looking for a Brainstorm here. Brainstorm, Orcish Bowmasters, anything like that. Force of Will is really not what you want. I think I'm just supposed to hit their face and be like, good luck. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm good with this game. That was probably a very early concession, but I'm okay. So likely an Uro pile. So it's like hard bants, and they're fetching their duels very aggressively. Hey, sweetie, what are you doing? Honestly, I'll try Dystopia. Fuck it. If they're playing Delighted Halfling, it's a Fury. We'll give this a try. I'm down for that. Dress Down doesn't look too good. I actually don't like Daze that much in this matchup, even though we have a lot of Wasteland targets. They're still going to bring in Carpet of Flowers and make Daze look terrible. There's gonna be some positions where it's fine, but like a lot of them where it's not. Maybe Palantir. Gets bounced by Teferi though, it's kind of awkward. Cool with like shaving, force of wills. Kind of cool cutting a dismember. We go find a snuff out instead. Beamless control. Yeah, kind of looking like that. Kevin Dane, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. That was tough. I'm imagining a world where I'm not floating on lands. I don't know, the land variances just kind of sucked. Ugh, whatever. Whenever I cough, she gets really concerned and makes a lot of noises. And I think it's kind of cute. I don't know what I want to cut. Because I want fast starts, so like reanimate makes sense to me. I don't know. Ah, fuck it. Yeah, get the days out of here. I'll try this. We'll see if we can draw it up. I think we are supposed to cycle once. I've kind of noticed that like whenever I have a double Street Wraith with a Thoughtseize hand, that like having 2 mystery cards is a little bit too much missing information about our hand. So I'm kind of cool with just like cycling once and then figuring it out later. So we know we're playing towards this Palantir. What if I'm supposed to cycle again now that I have... It's like I have a 1, 2, 3. So I have a curve here. So I don't really need to cycle, do I? Unless it's an emergency cycle. That's kind of how I see it. Unless it's like an emergency cycle, there's pretty much no reason to cycle. Okay, so we have a plan. Containment Priest? Holy shit. Days Undoing? Ren and Realmbreaker? Christ. We're cooking over here. What if I took this Ponder? What if I took Ponder? So then they can't dig for another land, or it makes it more difficult? Because like Days Undoing is so far. I could take Narset as well. And then kind of throw off their tempo. But like what they're kind of looking for is a trop for Ren and Realmbreaker and Narset, so like Ponder might make sense. We don't have a blue card in case we draw a Force of Will to deal with this. So if we're not planning on dealing with like some of these, then what's the best course of action? We could leave Days Undoing to rot in their hand a little bit. Throw off their tempo. No, I think I'm supposed to take the Narset because the Narset interacts with our Haymaker in hand. It says I draw a card, so I don't really want the Narset in play while I have a Palantir. Chooses to not shuffle. Maybe they found a green source. Island, pretty good. Ooh, Days is pretty good. Days is actually good in this position. It's so weird. Yeah, that means this resolves. And then hopefully I don't draw reanimates. Like that one. Alright, they got lucky that time as a fetch. 3 mana, do nothing. Or mill 1, Pog. Absolutely not. I think I'm supposed to leave double black in play. I wonder if I'm supposed to grab Narset or just leave this in play. So spending 2 life here is very non-negligible. I think we're just supposed to keep going here. Waste. Actually, both of these look pretty good, but like they're probably going to mill, so I have to bottom. Nice. It's actually kind of good for us because we are getting closer to a shadow. What does this do? It doesn't matter. Pegs out to force a negation. Hey Mike, how's it going? So now I think we're supposed to brainstorm. We have a Narset we could grab. I think I want to find this wasteland though. Am I supposed to cycle? Cycle to threat or removal spell? That doesn't matter. Oh my god, get all this out of here. Holy smokes. Come on. Come on, deck. I know you can do it. Alright, we have to keep attacking. What if we took Uro? No, we take a brainstorm and we surgical. Took Uro just in case. I don't fucking. And then we surge. Oh my god, we can't surgical it. What's wrong with me? Oh my god, there are so many things wrong with me. Yes, give me that one. Oh my god, come on, Palantir. Oh, this card is awful. Why am I playing this? This Palantir needs to do more work, man. Holy smokes. This is kind of getting absurd. I hate that this Containment Priest is doing things. Prismatic Ending would be the absolute worst card for us. So we have to cycle for Swamp because it leaves us with a Street Wraith top deck to play the Street Wraith. Alright, What do you got for me, Doc? Murktide Regent is a Magic the Gathering card. What do you have in your hand, opponent? Please tell me it's nothing like super stinky. There's a Force of Will and Wasteland on top, so if we like hit them at all, then they kind of get iced by like a bazillion damage. Oh my god. Okay. I will gain 5 million life for the love of God. Please plow this. I can force back! Oh, sorry, chat. Sorry. There's a Force of Will right there that I can utilize. I'm sorry for screaming, chat. Alright, we fade to Fury, and then we are Gucci Mama. No, no. Oh my god, I'm going to have a fit. Okay, we have double threat. Don't go through Gremlin mode again. I'm sorry. That was just like really exciting though. Give me that brainstorm. Oh my god. Please tell me they didn't rip a prismatic ending. Please. Please just plow. Just please, literally, this is like a great time to Swords to Plowshares me. Okay. What do I do now? To grow it first? I feel like that's way too all in. I don't know. Bro, I don't know. Okay. Put that one back. I have to play around Veil of Summer. So the best way to do that Okay, first of all, let's play around Mystical Dispute, just in case. For some godforsaken reason. Okay. And then we go hit that one. The white-blue source. Okay, so they had Endurance. God. If it's Land Teferi, I'm going to mute myself and then scream. Any found solutions for RO beans in Legacy? I'm looking to adopt something similar to 4C beans in Modern. Can you brainstorm and cast second Murtiga? Oh yeah. Okay, now that game is over. Ooh, my god. RO beans in Legacy? Something 4C beans in Modern? I mean, 4C beans in Modern exists in like 3 or 4 different forms. You could play the Cascade version, which is probably the most consistent. You could play a Bring to Light version. You can play like a traditional version. Like, there's like a bazillion ways you can build the deck. Sorry, Waffle. Is this like the whole... This is like the Sylvan Library Narset one, right? I actually have no idea how that works. Again, I forgot. Opponent can't choose to make you draw a card you can't actually draw. Oh my god. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. And I just want to double check with my friends Robert and Jacob on that. That would be kind of insane. Okay, now that we're on the draw, this day sucks. Does it suck? Maybe it doesn't suck. Because they were just like playing mono 3 drops last game. But notably, they were playing Endurance. So like, Dismember sees more value. They also play Containment Priest, so Reanimate sees a little bit less value. I'm down to try this, I think. Palantir is good versus Narset? That's insane. This is the list I'd bring to EW. Very close to it. Very, very close to it. They molt to 5. Oh, that's awful. We'll see how things go. Right now, we're toiling over the Plague Engineer slot, especially with Legolas's Quick Reflexes becoming a card. It makes something like Dystopia a lot better of a card. I'm gonna fetch basic Swamp here, I think. No, I need to go get Watery Grave. I think it's a play this Watery Grave. So then we have a very seamless shuffle on turn 3. Yeah, we are fucking taking that Narset. Get that out of here. Do not want to just let them do that. You found out at F&M last week when it happened to you. That's kind of nuts, honestly. Chooses to shuffle. Attacking is always good for us. We're gonna, we actually have to play this island out in order to hold tempo for the next couple of turns, or in order to have good tempo for the next couple of turns, because if we play the fetch and we shuffle now, it makes this brainstorm a lot worse. And I know that the island is pretty terrible in general, but like, I think if we don't want to fuck up our tempo, because next turn we're also committing 2 mana, and we're committing brainstorm, and then 2 mana to an Orcish Bowmaster, so in order to not fuck that up, we actually have to play island, because we can't spend the 1 to cycle next turn. So playing a fetch there would be a huge mistake. I played multiple leagues tonight and never ran into you. Get fucked. Anyways, hi Parker. Just wanted to stop by and say hi real quick. Thanks for stopping by, Sage. It's nice to see you. Teferi? Green? Uro. So this is actually a very fine time to kill this delighted halfling. Just continue constricting their mana, and then we dealt with a problem permanent. Right now it kind of feels like Uro is their best way to get back into this game on a Mold of 5. Wasteland will be our best friend here. Street Wraiths are also pretty fucking good. Multiple rebuys to find something to do. Underground Sea because we already have these cyclers. If they ping, or if they make an Uro, please don't hit land. You can play like a basic plans if you want. Yeah, Teferi's fine. Bounce the token? You got yourself a deal. I will take it. I'm like digging for this wasteland. There it is. Perfect. Nice. I think that was just maybe it was like a tilt Teferi just from like mulling to 5, which is understandable, and I have a double Orcish Bowmaster start against the control deck. Ooh, that feels good, beating back control. It's typically very sweaty for Shadow. Susurrus, who are playing against Artifact Pile. Artifact Prison. Or on the play. It's probably not good enough. That's whatever. Probably bottom this Reanimate. Yeah. Sure. It's not bad. Now we have answers to whatchamacallit. If I was on the play, this looks a lot better for us, but alas, here we are. Oh no, I was on the play. What am I smoking? I'm smoking something, apparently. Just hoping they don't have a key here. We can deal with an Urza Saga, thankfully. Cannot deal with a Wasteland if they end up having one of those. He likes playing his Wastelands. Yeah. Map, not bad. Untap Basalt seems good. Hey, sweetie. What are you doing? That's a lot of mana. That is a Mystic Forge. I think we're dead. Yeah, key looks pretty good. Feeling pretty dead. Come on, sweetie. Let's get down. Sure. It's probably our last opportunity for days to matter. Yeah, can't really do much here. That's okay. Wonder how dead we are. 2 manifold keys. Probably once they find another One Ring, we're pretty dead, huh? They could brick, yeah. Once they find another One Ring, though, we're pretty toast. Our one time to get this cheeky days in. Looking like they don't brick, correct. Walking Ballista for 5 million? What do you got for me, Chef? Ensnaring Bridge? school engine. If you guys don't want to watch this, I'll scoop. But otherwise, I'll just like let them fuck around for a bit. I mean, this for sure means that we're fucking dead, because they're just gonna sift through their deck. Right? Yeah, because they can just key all the forges in the world. Nah, I'm kind of okay with just letting this one go. They're basically 0% to brick. So, this looks good. Dress down looks fine. This looks good. Against these kind of decks, Voidwalker tends to be fine. In case they're playing, well, I mean, you can snipe a Karn kind of thing. Playing Lotus Petal, Mopal. That's pretty much it. So I'm just thinking about this Powder Keg. Could be okay. I kind of don't like Daze in this, or against them. It loses value very, very quickly. Reanimate's only good if you draw one of the cyclers, and then these look really atrocious. Unless they're playing Argentum Masticore explicitly. I think this Powder Keg is going to be fine, though. I hope so, at least. There we go. Michael Coyle is much too strong to brick. I believe that. Thoughtseize is looking good here. No one will know what to force of will. No Serum Powder. I think we take the Defense Grid here. I think Defense Grid is a very scary card. Because we have to force that one anyways. Might as well make them commit to the Karn. Urza's Workshop looks kind of cool. For each artifact, each Urza's land that you control, I was gonna say. It's good. So we have a shuffle effect for this Brainstorm as well. It's really big. We also have Reanimate Fodder. Cool. I think I want to draw the Troll next turn. How do we want to play this out? I mean, we're for sure drawing the Watery Grave, but do we want to draw the Troll or the Bowmasters next turn? Because we could go 16-10. Develop 2 threats that are huge, but this is a hate permanent. And hate permanents tend to be important, but then we can also like dome them for 5 fucking million with this Dress Down. And we pitch this Force of Will. And if they ever tap a City of Traders, they just kind of die. God, I want all of this. What if I'm just supposed to brainstorm all of it into my hand next turn? I kind of like that, actually. Just brainstorm all this if I don't have to Force of Will. If they go like Saga Pass. Push comes to shove. I think we want to draw the Bowmasters, though. And then leave this, be able to pitch Brainstorm to Force of Will. And then have this Dress Down to Dome for 5 fucking million. No, we can't Dome for 5 fucking million, though, if we don't draw. Tough. Okay. I see the conundrum here. I think I'm supposed to EOT Brainstorm, though. And if I'm not supposed to, then I think I'm supposed to put this Bowmasters back. think the best chance for us to win is to dome them for 5 million. In 2 turns from now. Grim? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yep. So they have a mystery card in hand. What are the odds that I hit a blue card as the 3rd card beneath? What if I just abandon the troll plan? No, if I abandon the troll plan, then I don't have a shadow plan. And that seems pretty abysmal and pretty terrible. So they have 2/4, 5/6 mana, 8 mana next turn. I'm gonna search for that other blue card. We didn't hit it, unfortunately. We're putting one of these back. Now this makes the shadow plan a lot worse, so we actually have to put that back. Yeah, I should have just forced a will pitching brainstorm. What am I doing? We had a plan. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Upkeep out cycle. Because we can still draw a wasteland, right? We could also draw a null rod, which would be insane. There's aforementioned blue card. Maybe I should have pondered first.
A new follower approaches.
I definitely should have pondered first. Sorry about that. What a stress. This is a difficult game. Fuck. One sec, new follower. I'll come check you out in a sec. Jojo Bear 812, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Second saga. Don't be another big thing. No, don't do it. Fuck. Inventor's Fair. Ugh, damn it, man. That blows. Paradoxical engine, so we're desperately looking for a Thoughtseize. Or a null rod. Force of Will is also fine. And we ponder again next turn. We don't clear the Karn because I don't think we care about another Karn wish unless they have, for some reason, a second one. Or a second paradoxical engine. So they're floating a shitload of mana. Let's go, Huskin gets a key. They should have floated mana there. Exile a City of Traders. That's the City of Traders from their hand. Review an artifact. The One Ring. God. Maybe it was a mistake to not kill Karn, but like, I don't know, this game kind of felt helpless anyways. Ah, what a difficult match. I'm hellbent, I can't do anything. Oh, darn. This is a fantastic display as to why I want Norod, even if it's just this one guy. Karn Forge stuff is so obnoxious, and you're gonna play against it in the winner's bracket all the time. Norod, please. It's not a Norod. Fuck. Yeah, I mean, this is just like a fine demonstration though as to like why you want Norod, right? Like these artifact like matchups can be so atrocious as they overload your answers with so like being so threat dense. Darn it. I don't know, I think they're still outs. We'll see. Maybe they brick somewhere. They probably don't, but I'll wait for it. Or if they ever like pass a turn by some fucking miracle and we draw no rod. I don't know. Spitballing here. Yeah. Fair enough. Alright, you have another paradoxical. Alright, fair enough. You got me. Yeah, those artifact matchups are terrible. I mean, yeah, that's literally just like playing Vintage, except I don't have a call in my deck. And I can't end the game in a very timely manner. Yeah, that's tough. Maybe it would have. Maybe our line would have gotten there. The one instead of like where I pitched the brainstorm to Forceful instead of trying to brainstorm, and then we have reanimate Shadow, and then we're just like, please let us untap, and then we hit for 19 kind of thing. I don't know. Again, not gonna harp on it too much. Just it's like matchups like that where I'm like, where the fuck is the second Norod? This hand's great. So I'm scared to cut the second null rod? Yeah, no, that's very reasonable. Oh, do we get to do a little bit of reanimating? Yes, sir. I will simply go get a basic. Mom said it's my turn to have basics. Waiting for them to white source touch the spirit realm me. Yeah, they're good. Keg is really good against Chrome Mox. And more explicitly, Chalice of the Void. Borrower is very important. Hydroblast is important. Shieldred's Edict is kind of fine. I like one Fatal Push. I actually think Force of Negation is very important in this matchup. I almost want Palantir. I think I'd bring in Palantir rather than play, but based on how they played that, it looks like they're just trying to jam games as fast as possible rather than think about them. Maybe, so maybe I'm not supposed to do this. I think if they're being more thoughtful about it, I'd play the Palantir. I don't know. These games can go long. I'll try it, even when I'm on the draw. Voidwalker's pretty atrocious. I like shaving, but not fully cutting, because they can contest the initiative quite well. Thoughtseize can be kind of dead. I think it's okay to shave Tress down while we're on the draw. I want to try shaving Dazes while we're on the draw here, because these games, again, like interaction happens so much within this matchup that like sometimes you're just like playing to like turn 7 or 8 when it's like a pretty even board, and so like just like putting things that can end the game by themselves, like having those is kind of fine, even if they don't line up exactly well all the time. I think it's okay to take that gamble. I like this hand because it still plays if they go like turn 1 Blood Moon me or something. This doesn't play into Chalice of the Void, unfortunately. Alright, we're gonna play Underground Sea because these matchups can be pretty dang scary in terms of life total, and we don't really know how we want to modulate our life total yet, so let's do this. Oh, sure. I think I'm just supposed to take the Lotus Petal so they don't 4-drop me next turn while I have my pants around my ankles. I can beat the Swords to Plowshares just fine. I feel like I would have just played the Caracas and say go. I don't think I would have pitched. Sure. Doing this with the intent of playing Orcish Bowmasters. Archon. I think that's fine. If we go Brainstorm. Brainstorm, Cycle. Reanimate Troll, Force of Will the Swords to Plowshares. Go to 6. We get a basic swap, so we have it enter untapped, and then we can play on their turn with the Orcish Bowmasters. I kind of like that. I'm kind of down with that. That's fine. Yeah, we're getting the basic swap because it notably enters untapped. You might look to tempo me, so I might have to be dropping 2 mana here so I can hold up Force of Will for this Swords to Plowshares. What would be Disaster next turn? I think I'm supposed to Force of Negation, or sorry, Force of Will this. So I can hold up Bowmasters for their turn. Fable's pretty good. Yeah, this makes it safe to play a Shadow next turn. Thinking about my mana situation 2 turns down the line here. This represents that I only have 3 available mana whenever I activate it. We're for sure at casting this Bowmaster's end of turn. Thinking about if I want to cycle Troll or not. You get punished if you draw Brainstorm. But there's also like the idea of which land do you actually want to grab here. And this is important for our turn 7, turn 6. I think we can cycle on our turn and figure it out. I think that's when we'll do it. After we take a draw step here. Perfect. That is beautiful. Oh, that's just excellent. Neither of these matter right now. We can wasteland on their upkeep as well. We get to kind of do it all, don't we? We can bounce the Goblin Shaman to keep constricting their mana. Yeah, we can do a flurry of things on their turn. We don't have to bounce the Shaman yet. Might influence how they're... how they're fabling. That's fine, it doesn't fuck with anything too much. I always forget about that. Just keep choking the mana here. Especially now that we're at the beginning of combat and they can't fourth us. Yeah, going to 11, that is excellent for us. Nice and safe life total. And then I think we have tempo, as long as they don't draw us another Swords to Plowshares. I think we're supposed to Wasteland, push, and then we flash in Brazen Borrower on their turn. I kind of like that. Wasteland. No! Damn it! No, man. Tilting. Sorry, chat. I hope that wasn't loud. Oh, fucking. Pepe hands. Darn it. I guess now that we're here, I mean, like, just, I hate doing misplays like that, or making misplays like that. So we actually cycle here. So we cycle for a Watery Grave, then they're forced to chump the Shadow. Yep, okay. We just swing all. They have to... They're gonna have at least one block here. Yeah, I want to take the initiative. So basically, if I push this, then I'm saying you have to have a mana source, and they do have a mana source, so they'd have to have an initiative threat as well. if I push this. And if it's the red one, I die. If it's the white one, I think I'm okay. Yeah, I don't think I can give them a hasty copy, can I? I mean, what's the difference between the two? There's not much difference. Except they can infinitely... No, they're just gonna try and kill me next turn regardless. So, like... making them have... It'd have to be the red one. Or this one would have to miss on a land. Okay, I'm doing... No, I think I'm supposed to do this one. Because this can make infinite blockers well. If I'm lucky and they like top deck mana or something, then they're forced to block with this. I think it's supposed to be the one where they can make infinite blockers and you're just supposed to be like, I hope you just rip air. Alright, I'm dead. I like Days on the Play quite a bit. Palantir, get out of here, actually. Now that I saw that board state, might get this the fuck out of here. No, thank you. What if I'm supposed to shave a singular Days? No, shave a Force of Negation, I think. Thoughtseize stays good because they have Swords to Plowshares. So I think we can try this. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try this. Oh, this thing is excellent. Well, against the 6. I'm gonna ponder, because I'm gonna look for something like Reanimate. That probably should have been Basic Island, but here we are. Yeah, this is good. They tend to need Fable of the Mirror Breaker really badly. We have Powder Keg and Force of Will on top. I think we're gonna dig for... We're gonna dig for a threat here. I don't think we have double black in the deck, so I'm gonna go get Basic Island here. Yeah, we do not have double black. I do not need more reactive spells. I mean, Daze is probably fine. Archon? Human. Both of our basics. Fuck. Just get the 2-drop out. Because of Chalice and Chrome Mox and just getting that, I mean, they could play around it, but at least, like, we spent our mana. So that makes Touch the Spirit Realm really scary, so Thoughtseize would be a very good draw here. Could be worse. If they touch the Spirit Realm us, we're pretty sad. Can't do much about it though. We just have to figure out how to win this game. Okay, so Swords to Plowshares isn't the worst thing in the world. It is so much better than a Touch the Spirit Realm, I'll tell you that right fucking now. We're gonna go Lost Well. Looking for stuff to do. Both of these are just not the T. No. That is also not the T. For the love of all that is holy, please do not top deck. Please do not draw an initiative threat. Please. Pretty please. Oh boy. Elemental. Yeah, that's very sketchy. Perfect for their 5-drop. Ugh, we're so dead, aren't we? Please don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Oh, thank God, okay. Just one more turn. Give me the 4-1. Oh, thank the Lord. Something good? Not the worst, but not the best. On their upkeep, I'll do the thing. Yeah, no, it's always tense in this matchup. Human? No, they have an elemental, bro. Stop that. Yeah. Smoge. Now we just have to find a way to stem the bleeding. This is kind of what I mean by, like, getting to board states where nothing happens. And then, like, really terrible shit like this happens. So now we're, like, on Dismember. I wouldn't take a Brazen Borrower. I would absolutely take a Brazen Borrower here. Chalice on 1 does nothing. It just tells me they don't have Swords to Plowshares. Oh my god, come on, deck. How many cards have I got? Oh my god. Ugh. Give me the Bowmasters back, please. I'm about to go to 3. Alright, we have one more draw. Come on, deck. Yeah, pretty tough. Went through a lot of draw steps here. It's also why Days is just can be so just terrible in this matchup. Please. Anything. I mean, like, it's something, but it's still just, like, really terrible. Non-token creature. Yeah, they're gonna hit Throne here, and we're gonna be fucking toast. Turn off auto yields. If they... I shouldn't have had auto yields on in case they evoked a Solitude in response to that. No, because that wouldn't have changed anything. It's fine. But yeah, we're looking pretty fucking dead here. Lord, I've seen what you've done for others, and I'm asking you to do the same for me. One threat, please. I'll even take a cantrip. How about a land? Maybe I shouldn't be boarding up the Thoughtseizes while I'm on the play, I guess. Alright, there's a Seasoned Engineer. Hey, sweetie. They still have a Cavern on Elemental as well. Ugh. It's just not looking good for us. I think until the start of their next turn. Yeah. How about another land? Alright, chat. I think I'm good. I'm not going to drop from that league. I could still get 2 more wins. Yeah, but like, I don't know. Sometimes like that matchup kind of goes like that. And like at some point, I just want to like, maybe I should just like keep the Thoughtseizes in against the Chalice deck while I'm on the play. Like, because you get in situations like that where you're just like, you need to force the action somehow. And like, that would have been a great Palantir game if we decide to keep it in the deck. But like, that's where also Daze kind of like sucks and is terrible. So, I don't know. Alright. Anyways, thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for coming through. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna get off for the night. It's kind of, I don't really want to play another game, especially when it's so close to 11, but I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. I've been seeing some list that runs One Ring with like 64 cards. What are your thoughts? Terrible. Don't do that. I keep in Thoughtseize on the play against the Chalice decks. I don't care if it's right, but vibes feel right. I mean, like with that, like imagine if we had a Thoughtseize like 5 turns prior, and like we took the Solitude, right? Especially because like they're boarding in Swords to Plowshares, so they're taking a more controlling stance, which makes Thoughtseize that much better. So it's like, okay, maybe we're supposed to take that. And like, honestly, what if we're supposed to keep the Voidwalker in even though it doesn't block, you know? Like taking like 3 and 4 drops or even a Solitude or something is like really good. So like maybe I'm just being incorrect about my boarding in this matchup in particular. And so maybe I'm just trying to play too defensively as like I'm the control deck TM, when in reality they are the control deck. And they can play the control deck, especially when I'm on the play. So I think maybe I need to reevaluate my boarding for red-white, especially because like games like that happening are just so frustrating. Yeah, so okay. I mean, like, lesson learned. I need to test the red-white matchup a little bit, um, and figure out my on the play boarding a little bit more because I think Thoughtseize gets a lot more value, and maybe Voidwalker is still fine. So, all right, everyone, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.